www.sdes.ucf.
Hello everybody and welcome to the season finale of Beyond the Credits, and as well as our holiday special, as well as my last show hosting here. I know. It's been a great one, but we're gonna talk about that later. But now we're gonna introduce our panelists for today. In this first segment, we have Chris Markcity. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna miss you, bud.
Oh, thank you. Are you excited about talking about movies today? Diana Rodriguez, how are you feeling today?
Feeling a little bittersweet, but I'm excited to spend today together.
All right, fantastic. And Chris Nielsen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Everything's so festive.
Everything is a round of applause for the crew to put this together. It's really nice. It's fantastic. We have a snow globe.
We have Wally helping out.
We have 2 Christmas trees. Ali, graphic designer /
we got a
director, whatever he is today.
We got Ocean's 13.
We represent
13. Yeah, it's looking great. The set looks fantastic. And so we're gonna dive right into some news here. Later in the show, we're also gonna talk about a lot of movie trailers that came out this week.
Yeah, like the most that we've had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, seriously. And then we're gonna dive into some of our holiday discussions here. What's the best movie? What's your favorite movie to watch during the holidays? Best movie Santa, all that good stuff. So we're gonna dive right into the news first. So let's talk first about Inhumans. Okay. I know it might be a little bit late to discuss this, but I wanted to bring this up anyway. So Marvel announced that there's a new TV show called The Inhumans coming out. Mm-hmm. Inhumans. And then they made the announcement that the first 2 episodes is going to be aired in IMAX first before it enters TV later in September. How do you guys feel about having a show or even like an IMAX, like a show coming out in IMAX, a premiere first, and then we see it later? Like you get that experience of seeing it in the theaters, let alone IMAX.
I don't know. It seems like it's almost like introducing it as like a high quality TV movie. But I don't know. I'm excited to see it in IMAX. I kind of want to see more stuff. Like,
I guess, would you pay to go see it in IMAX before you wait to see it, free on television?
I guess, I would want to wait to hear a little bit more about what it's going to be like. The news just came out that the showrunner for it is going to be the showrunner or the same showrunner as Iron Fist.
Okay.
So the fact that it might have the same kind, or that they have the same showrunner, might be that you kind of have the same kind of look and feel and tone that the Netflix shows do.
Right. Yeah.
And seeing that in IMAX would be great. I don't know how if it was more like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, which I assumed it would be more like, considering that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. deals heavily with the whole Inhuman thing. Mm-hmm. You know, all the Inhuman stories that are happening in the MCU right now are taking place in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right, yeah.
So if this is going to be like S.H.I.E.L.D., great, but maybe that's not where it needs to be if it's going to be IMAX.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I don't know. I think time will tell. The more we learn about this, the more I'm going to be like, okay, I'm really going to be there or not, because it seems like an interesting, new like step that they're taking.
Right.
I don't know anyone else that's like doing an IMAX preview for a series.
But I think that I don't know. For me, I think I'm scared that it might ruin it for me, because once you compare IMAX and then I'm watching it like on my laptop, it's like I wish I could watch the rest of it on IMAX.
And they might make that episode, like that first bit, like really like a big set piece, like a big spectacle,
like an IMAX,
and then everything else might seem a little bit like lackluster in comparison. But maybe the cinematography of those Netflix shows can like transcend if whether or not it's like IMAX or not.
I'm a fan of the fact that they're using the showrunner for Netflix, despite the fact that it is more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like interaction, but because of the style of Netflix versus what's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on now? What ABC.
Yeah. I mean, it would definitely be interesting to see what will come about. Obviously, this is really early. We're not seeing this until September, and a lot could happen between now and September. So definitely an interesting point of bringing that to IMAX.
It's nice to see them doing something fresh.
Exactly.
Put a pin on that.
So let's move on to another thing that's fresh. Assassin's Creed. I feel like we've been talking about this movie a lot. Coming out and just on top of just breaking boundaries of like maybe reimagining the video game stereotype of like the movies aren't good compared to the video game. Now they decided to in select theaters. Now, unfortunately, those select theaters are only going to be in California and New York and one in Texas that are doing this. But they're having a VR experience for this movie. How does that does that change the game for the movie going experience in general?
It definitely would change the game. I just don't know if I kind of see it as like, you know how now we do have options in like certain Regal theaters where you have like the 4D experience. It's like a little like a booth almost that moves and stuff. We have those options. We already have things that kind of, it's like a premium, if you will. So if it stays like that, then that's cool. I just don't see it being like the new norm.
Right.
See, I don't know. I'm really excited about VR, and I'd like to see it be used even more in film. Like, I'd like to see a full like VR film. You actually get to look around and see everything, like you're almost there.
Right.
So I'm excited to see how VR is being brought into Assassin's Creed. Again, I don't know if it's how large it's going to be for that whole
and especially
thing.
like, are you going to be looking around like from here, and then you get to turn around?
Are you going to miss plot?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be an interesting experience. Or be like in a different type of theater, so we can accommodate for those type of movements that we might be doing. Because you don't want to smack someone. Yeah, you're sitting in a chair. You don't want to be like, oh, my bad. And like, it's just one of those things.
I don't think it's going to change the way we watch movies, because it's going to change. It's going to like something big is on the horizon, but it's not going to change movies because it's a different art medium. And right now in like it's in early art mediums, the art is very exhibitionist in nature, and that's what's happening now. Like what they're doing for this VR experience is literally all it is you can just kind of look around in Madrid and see some assassins fighting each other.
Okay.
But just by looking around, you go into a booth like before you go into the real theater, you go into this booth, put an Oculus Rift on your head, and kind of look around, and it's like you're in Madrid.
Right.
It's kind of cool that they're doing this because it's Assassin's Creed. It's based on a video game, and it like has an aspect of like strapping like something on, and basically the movie is about virtual reality in a way. Yeah. Like he's in modern day and he goes back to Madrid through his memories or whatnot. So it's cool that they're tying that in together. But the problem is when you have VR, you're no longer an observer. When you're watching a movie, you're an observer. But the moment you put VR into it, you are interacting.
Would you say that we're kind of similar to what the main character is? Technically, he's interacting to this experience.
I don't think it's helping anything, is what I'm saying. I mean, I think it's kind of cool that it goes along with the subject matter, but trying to force VR into movies is a bad idea because you're dealing with two different things now. You're dealing with being an observer and like seeing a narrative unfold, and then you're adding an element where you're actually a part of that narrative somehow. You lose meaning if you're the one controlling what the camera sees, because before it was the filmmaker that was like, this is what's in the frame, this is what it means because I put it in the frame for you.
Yeah, definitely interesting things there, but we're gonna
just get
sorry,
I can talk for ages about that.
I feel like really passionate about this, but I gotta keep it. I'm so sorry.
It's big. It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. It's a huge thing. It's definitely a game changer to introduce that to film. But moving forward from that, they just announced that. Wow, I didn't click the wrong button there. They just announced that they're rebooting, for some reason, the 22 Jump Street franchise with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill with a female version.
Yeah.
And also attached as a first-time director, Rodney Ruthman, who was also the writer of 22 Jump Street and as well as the writer for the attached Men in Black 23.
Yeah, so it's not technically a reboot because they're still doing that third.
I could only
Yeah.
assume that they're doing that.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. But what do
I
you
would
guys
say more as
think
like
of?
a spin-off, maybe.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the all-female spin-off. I don't know.
With that, with how I guess aware of itself it is.
Yeah.
I think if they do, obviously, an all-female kind of thing, they're going to be very aware of it
They're
in
going to
the
be
film.
pointing fingers
Poking
probably
fun,
at Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
possibly.
Quickly, what do you think could be a good duo there to do a female Jump Street?
I don't know. I was just saying this earlier. Like, what is the female equivalent of Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill? But like, I don't know. I don't know what that would
Honestly,
mean.
the only
So.
people
I could say like Anna Kendrick, maybe Amy Schumer, even though I know you're not a fan.
Just those
Kate
girls on
McKinnon.
SNL right now. Like, just get them.
they-
That's
Amy
what I want. Yeah.
And who else?
The girl with the teeth could be
I
Jonah
was Kate
Hill.
McKinnon. I think would be hilarious.
Anyway, I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
it's gonna
or
be,
Fat Amy could actually take that role if she wants to too.
Oh.
I forgot.
She has a
Rebel
name.
I
Wilson.
forgot. Well, I'm sorry.
Rebel Wilson.
Thank you. Yeah, well, that's
Let's really
what I
get
know,
these
right?
people's
Yeah.
names
Yeah.
before
The
we
worst
start
is
calling
I
them
thought
Fat
you were talking
Amy.
about Amy Schumer.
no.
Yeah, Fat Amy should just be in there.
Yeah, I forgot her name. I remember her from Pitch Perfect. That was her
Yeah.
character.
Mm-hmm.
But
I just find it so unnecessary. I mean, I don't know. Like as a girl, I'm just like, cool. I get it. We have
Right.
more options to be in movies,
Yeah.
but like, can we get like original stuff instead of
Yeah,
just trying to
it's-
work us
Yeah.
into existing things? It doesn't enhance it. It doesn't make the story any better. It's just, I don't know. Female Thor. I don't know.
Well, speaking of Amy, wow, I just clicked the wrong button again. Speaking of Amy Schumer is been attached to a live-action Barbie movie.
Yeah, I guess it's not completely confirmed yet, but like it's
not-
already being talked about like it's official.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. It might not be confirmed that she's Barbie, but I think she's confirmed that she's in the film somehow.
Right, and I think from what I've
I
been
think
reading
she's going to be
Probably
Barbie.
Barbie,
though.
yeah.
After all of this that's coming out, like if it turns out that she's not Barbie, after
She's
everybody
Teresa.
assumed that she would be Barbie, I don't know. I don't think that's a smart move.
I'm not sure where the direction of this movie going, but based on what I'm reading from this article here, it says Schumer will play a misfit living in a land of perfect Barbies,
Oh, okay.
and who comes to the real world where her being looking different turns into an asset.
Okay, so
And so-
I guess everybody, like I just thought, thinks that
Thinks
okay,
it's
Amy
gonna be-
Schumer cast
right.
in Barbie makes it sound like Amy Schumer cast
Is
as Barbie.
right?
Okay,
And
okay.
so I think they said they're gonna take a spin on beauty and feminism. So that'd be interesting to see. But I mean, as far as Amy Schumer in that world, I'm not sure if this
See,
is
I'm
for
totally
children.
for the idea, just
Yeah,
not
it
Amy Schumer.
sounds really interesting.
See, I'm not on board with the idea because how are we like not mentioning that this is like another toy property that no one asked for, like no one asked for a movie about Barbie.
Nobody
Yeah,
asked
exactly.
for Barbie.
Yeah. See, even when we don't like have a spot for it, we still
Yeah,
talk
we
about a
still-
movie
Yeah, it
that's
slips
based on
in.
some property that we thought
Exactly.
didn't. Okay, all right.
Didn't
yeah.
need.
See, I feel like I'm definitely in the minority. I'm all for it.
All for it,
I'm all
okay.
for it only because I thought, okay, if she's gonna play a live action Barbie, is she gonna be the like vulgar Amy Schumer as Barbie? Because that would be kind of funny. Or is she? I do consider. I mean, I know she doesn't seem that way, but I still consider her a serious entertainer when need be. So if she got a role as Barbie, as the Barbie that we
Right.
know, I think she would take it seriously and not be like her, crass persona. She
Right.
would take it as like, okay, let me, be Barbie. But I'm all for it.
yeah.
It's like I just don't understand because a lot of people are like, oh, she's too fat to be Barbie. But then my whole life
that's
I've
not the
heard,
case.
oh, Barbie, like the actual doll, has unrealistic expectations. So it's like you can't win. Is she too
Yeah,
skinny?
I'm
Yeah,
Is
not
she
and
sure-
that's
fat?
what I
I'm not
thought
sure
was
the
like
way
at
it
least
is,
good that they were trying to do something there with
Yeah.
like circumventing what people think about like beauty norms
yeah.
or whatnot
Right.
or what. But like I just don't think the movie should exist.
No,
Like, I'm okay with Amy Schumer being Barbie. I'm not okay with there being Barbie
toy
in the first
property.
place.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I'm
no.
kind of
I don't
curious
know.
if they're gonna if she is gonna be Barbie or in the land of Barbie, like her persona, her character that she plays, her stand-up
Yeah.
is not for children.
Yeah.
So is this movie for children? And you're trying to make that like here's my image, but then here's for children, so you have that issue. But anyway, we're gonna move on here real
Okay.
quickly, and we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about the Critic Choice Awards
Oh my
with
gosh, TJ
Tim Miller. This is
TJ
the
Miller?
promotion.
TJ,
Yeah, TJ Miller as the host. And so let's just kind of briefly talk about this. Is kind of our first look into the
didn't know he was hosting.
Oscar
That's cool.
season.
Neither
Yeah,
did
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, You didn't know he was hosting?
No, I know
Oh,
he was
yeah.
hosting. Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna see, just talk about the best pictures. That's kind of our
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
our sense of where maybe the Oscars are heading toward. We have Arrival. Hacksaw Ridge. I know you saw Arrival,
Yeah.
and you thought it was the best movie. It's almost
was
one of the best
really
movies of 2016.
good.
I think it was one of the best movies I had seen this year. I'm still holding out to see what I think about La La Land, because
Right.
that got a lot of nominations, 12 I think, for Critics' Choice. So I still want to see that, but like right after walking out of Arrival, I'm like, okay, I need to tell people to see this. This is
You definitely have Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah,
with,
that looks good. Yeah.
With Spider-Man. What's his name?
Oh man.
Wow.
Current old Spider-Man?
No. Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield,
Thank you,
there we go, yeah.
Andrew Garfield. You said La La Land. Lion with Dev Patel, I believe his
Dev
name is.
Patel.
Yeah, from Slumdog Millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Manchester by the Sea with Affleck. One of the other Affleck.
Casey.
Yeah,
Casey Affleck.
Affleck. Wow,
Yeah.
my lane. And then Sully with Tom Hanks. So definitely a wide ranging of movies that are coming out.
Yeah.
Do you feel like these are something that you can see being Oscar contenders? And from like any of the movies that you've seen or heard, like these are quality.
I'm not sure that that's going to be the exact makeup of the top, the nominated Best Picture winners.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's going to be exactly it. I actually didn't. I was surprised that I didn't think Sully got the kind of reception that I thought a Oscar-nominated film should get. So I was a little bit surprised with that one, but it's a biopic with Tom Hanks, and it's hard not to.
Yeah, I think
nominate that
just
with
based
something.
off
Just
that,
like-
I figured it would be nominated for an Oscar.
I mean, even most of those movies, even the best screenplay, La La Land and Manchester by the Sea, are still there. And even kind of scrolling down and going to best animated film, you have Finding Dory, Moana, Zootopia, Trolls. So like all those like wide variety of movies there. There's something just to like just go. Even that, all these movies are kind of like what. Kind of similar what to expect, and then even something that we can probably all relate to: best action movie. You have Civil War, Doctor Strange, Deadpool. So definitely it's something to look forward to. But unfortunately, we have to run this.
All right.
I don't want to talk about this more. But when we come back, we're going to talk about all the movie trailers that that came out this week, and a lot of good ones too. So stick around for that and more holiday stuff after the break.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Lake Claire's Universities of Central Florida's place for relaxation, tranquility, and a good time. Students who crave the outdoors can experience the wonders of Lake Claire and all the benefits it has to offer. Lake Claire offers a wide variety of kayaks, wakeboards, canoes, and much, much more. All of this is free for UCF students and can be rented out every day of the year except for on football game days. Students can take advantage of the wide open spaces and throw around a frisbee with your friends, or attack the ball with our sandy volleyball court. Come by the dock, sit down, and enjoy the beautiful view of Lake Claire's clear blue waters. Located just off the side of Gemini Boulevard and Greek Park Drive, this bubble of nature is one you must check out after finals week. For more information and rentals, visit our website so you can enjoy Lake Claire today.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Credits. I'm going to introduce our new slate of panelists here talking about the movie trailers. To my right, we have Juan Chow. How are you doing today?
Ready to talk about some movies.
Ready to talk about some movies. Definitely some exciting stuff to see from the trailer here. Yeah. Nick DiLorenzo, how are you doing today?
Also excited, yeah.
Also excited to talk about movies, and Nick, you stick around. Chris, you stick around too.
I'm still here.
You're still here. Yeah. So let's get right into it. Literally right about maybe an hour or two before the show started, we got our glimpse of the Spider-Man trailer, or Spider-Man Homecoming teaser trailer that will be out tomorrow, December 8th. So
the trailer's trailer.
The trailer's trailer, but I think we have something to look forward to right away. So let's get into it.
What the hell is that? What the hell are you wearing?
It's my suit.
Where's the case?
Okay.
Can you see the case?
Happy's back, yeah. Even again, you brought up a good point. Happy is here. We saw him in the teaser trailer. We haven't seen him in a while since Iron Man 3. Are we happy that Jon Favreau is going to be in Spider-Man?
Absolutely.
No, I'm just like, I saw on IMDb that he was going to be in it I think it was a month ago or something. I was like, oh, that's a cool move. I knew Tony Stark was going to be in it, and like that, I think that's a neat kind of placement.
He hasn't directed since 2, but he's still around.
Yeah, I kind of appreciate that.
He found a way to like, all right, if I don't direct it, I'm still part of this MCU universe.
Exactly.
And he got his way in there. And then so there's a minor upgrade from Tony Stark to
Tony Stark.
Trailer.
Oh,
and
there it is.
So we got this pretty much announcement like, hey, we have this more coming to into this trailer. What do you think about the web wings?
The squirrel suit?
Yeah, okay, the fans of the comics are going to recognize the web wings as being like a classic Spider-Man look. Like when he first debuted the costume, he had these web wings, but I don't really know what they were supposed to be how they were supposed to function in the comics. So they're really little tiny things. You can see that like in this picture, it kind of goes from like armpit to like his leg. Almost essentially making his suit into like one of those like flying squirrel wingsuits kind of thing, which is kind of cool. So they actually have a function for it,
right?
But the it's not like the wings were in the comics. So I mean that's a nitpicky thing.
Right,
I guess.
Exactly.
Like I'm not necessarily bummed about it, but I'm just like, why does he need to glide at all if he can just swim?
I'm curious to see where this is in the movie, like how long this suit is around. Like is this like in the end? Is this like does he only have it for a short period of time for some sequence or something? So I'm interested to see like where this is.
It's a very minor upgrade.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's a minor upgrade, yeah. Something that we didn't see from Civil War 1 in any...
I mean, when I look at this teaser, I just wonder, are we going to get like that scene from the Civil War comics where Tony Stark actually introduces Spider-Man to the world? I mean, obviously, I don't think he'll reveal his identity, but I just wonder if we're going to get something like that where he introduces...
I mean, the fact that he's vlogging right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
The coolest thing he's ever seen. Spider-Man Homecoming, and that's kind of like, hey, tune in tomorrow to see the rest of this trailer.
Where's he posting that?
Exactly. That was my thing. It's like we're in a new like these kids now just posting a camera and just vlogging everything, and now we have this kid who's supposed to be Spider-Man and. Like, are you just telling, like, okay, here's my life. I got these powers. This is cool, and I'm just gonna show everybody my day to day. So it'll be interesting to see where this movie takes place.
It's a YouTube generation.
I almost took it as if he was just doing like test footage, so I didn't even think like
possible,
that's not where.
I hope so.
Yeah, he's hoping.
So
he's
like
not
sending it back to Tony Stark. Like this works.
Or maybe the part of the plot is that he put the camera down. Maybe someone went to his room, took the footage, like, oh wait a minute, and then bam, on the internet forever. So that'll be interesting. All right, moving on to our next trailer. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
The fate of the universe lies on your shoulders.
You see Star-Lord there again.
Now, whatever you do,
Drax beating up a monster.
Don't push this button. Because that will set off the bomb immediately, and we'll all be dead.
We didn't even have that, like, we didn't plan that.
You can't watch that and not do that.
Seriously. I mean, for my opinion, highlight of the trailer right there is introduction of...
You'd think so, but
yeah,
wait.
Right, exactly, think so. And then I'm going to let the scene play out, because probably, again, from my point of view, the highlight of this entire trailer, we'll just take a look here.
Now repeat back what I just said.
I am Groot.
No! No, that's the button that will kill everyone! Try again.
I am Groot.
Mm-hmm.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I'm Groot.
No!
I mean, that's comedy at its finest, right there. And like, even if they said it right there, like if they just said Guardians 2, you had my money from that right there, and this showing that scene and show nothing else, and it's quite interesting.
We've had a lot of dynamic duos in cinema, but Groot and Rocket are quickly becoming
a fan favorite, yes. And so we're kind of seeing James Gunn's style here. We're actually getting an introduction of the soundtrack that we're listening to right now.
Yeah, thank goodness. That's one of the best parts about this movie.
Exactly, yes. And then they're kind of introducing these characters and more Drax. And then you see, it's almost like the roles are reversed
Yeah,
here.
that was a cool.
Yeah, it was like Rocket was on
detail.
Groot's shoulders.
Yeah.
Now Groot is on Rocket's shoulders, and even again we see Baby Groot. He's still like menacing, but he's still having but he's so tiny. I think it's hilarious, and that kind of shows the style of what this movie is going to be. It's just a fun ride. I mean, where do you guys? I mean, so far what we've seen, how do you guys feel so far?
James Gunn said that this is his favorite movie, like after filming it, and I think you're gonna see the creators like joy in making the film and watching this. I think that it's gonna be, this still feels fresh while it is a sequel. This is something that, like, seeing a lot of footage from Doctor Strange, just personally I wasn't hyped up for it. Seeing this, I'm hyped up for it. I'm still excited for what's happening. So.
Does anybody have any tape out there?
And again, back to this scene, kind of
not a single person has
arguing about tape.
Kind of reminds me
back
of
to
like
like
Han and Chewie almost dynamic.
Yeah. And then a perfect scene here.
You know, they would go from like arguing a percentage of a plan to still arguing about like tape in a bag. I love it.
The rest is pretty much just action shots, and then obviously the logo here. Until our next kind of taking it home.
I love how they're calling it Volume 2.
That's very neat.
Mantis finally.
Feelings. You feel love.
Yeah, I guess, I feel a general unselfish love for just about everybody.
No, sexual love.
No, I don't.
For her.
No.
I mean, his face right there kind of seals the deal, and then of course.
See, you just told everyone your deepest, darkest secret.
Dude, come on. I think you're overreacting a little bit.
You must be so embarrassed.
I mean, she's kind of blushing a little bit, but
do me.
if that doesn't set the tone for what to expect, I mean, from watching that trailer and watching the one that came out before, does that make you just, I mean, with from Nick or Juan, does that make you excited to see the movie, or kind of like, is this another sequel?
I mean, I'm definitely excited. I mean, after we got that first trailer that we got, like, a month ago, I was like, I did not need another trailer. And then when I saw they dropped this, I was hoping they didn't, like, give out too much of the plot. But, like, with everything that I've seen, I'm super excited to see this movie.
Yeah, and it's a really well done trailer, too, because it gives you a great sense of what the tone's going to be, but you don't know the plot.
Yeah,
exactly. So, and it's got a sense of fun, and I think it was, one of the better trailers this season.
I really hope that more trailers are inclined to giving us something to give us the tone instead of the plot of the film. And I think this trailer definitely gave us the tone, what to expect from this movie, and that's pretty much really all you need.
Thankfully, I feel like that is a trend that's starting to kind of catch on a little bit, because
especially
the ones that do
ones.
that, the ones that can afford to do so, and then they do very well. So I think that's going to be only the common thread moving forward.
I think talking about speaking of tone here, our next trailer is definitely going to distinguish the tone for a very popular movie franchise. Transformers: The Last Knight debuted on Monday night, and so let's take a look.
It has been said through the ages.
We kind of right here we see this robot-looking dragon, three-headed dragon, I should say, kind of
to the left.
On the left there,
Right off the bat, the first thing that jumped to me is Anthony Hopkins is in this movie. Like, he's got a very distinctive voice. I'm very surprised
I think we're going to see him in a minute.
Yeah.
Without sacrifice.
Looks like this is called The Last Knight, so it looks like there's like this war going between the humans and the machine. This is the thing they advertise in this trailer.
Two species at war.
It looks like this war has been going on for definitely longer than what we've seen from the movies.
One flesh. One metal.
Definitely setting the tone, the music here from
Optimus Prime has left us.
Linkin Park again.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't see the last Transformers, so I didn't know what happened to Optimus. But oh well.
I'm having a hard time remembering what happened to Optimus in the last movie.
Well, he's frosty in space.
Apparently,
right
he's
now,
up in space right now.
Yeah.
Is that? Do you remember how the movie?
I think at the end, just all the Transformers were fine. I don't think anything I don't think Optimus dies or goes into space.
Well, it's not fine now. So.
Yeah. I vaguely remember this, but let's just keep going. We're gonna see. Yeah, I mean, there he is again. Like, it looks like a scene from the last film. I have a hard time remember it. But yeah, moving on from here.
100 billion trillion planets in the cosmos.
There he is, Anthony Hopkins. Coming off of Westworld, and we're seeing him. Westworld just ended this Sunday. I know you guys had a big thing about it, but now we saw that the season finale of Westworld, and we're seeing this. Him being attached to this, is any surprise to you?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a surprise, but I mean, that will, he'll bring a certain gravitas to the whole thing that other people really can't. Like, right. I mean, Mark Wahlberg's great and everything, but he doesn't necessarily bring like an acting gravitas to the whole thing. But hopefully having Anthony Hopkins and John Goodman in this, those are two actors I really respect. So, I mean, it's a franchise I don't respect with actors I do, so this might be interesting.
Something you might give it a go, then.
I might. I didn't give the last two a go.
Nick?
So.
Yeah, I'm never really a fan of the franchise, but this trailer definitely looked interesting, so, give it a go.
All right, so let's continue on with the trailer here.
Anthony Hopkins is the biggest selling point for me at this point.
Yeah.
I don't really care that they're going back to, medieval times or something like that. At least trying to get those vibes.
And, of course, here's Mark Wahlberg back again. It's
a Transformer.
It's a Transformer. And the Transformers franchise. He was introduced after Shia LaBeouf was not coming back, but Michael Bay is like, I want to make more movies. So they took in a big name actor, Mark Wahlberg, and he's like, I'll do it.
Yeah. Need to replace Shia LaBeouf? Call Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
I guess.
Why they keep coming here?
This is bad. We don't. Looks like this is consuming the world, and of course there wouldn't be a Transformers movie without an auto junkyard.
Is the planet a Transformer? What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know if that's like a throwback to the original Transformer movies from the 80s,
right?
Where they had a planet that other planets, Galvatron.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
maybe that's it.
Only one survives.
And that's the army guy from the original.
He's from
Josh
Duhamel.
Josh Duhamel.
No, he hasn't been in any other ones except I think the first two.
The first two he
wasn't even in the third one.
Yeah, Stanley Tucci and John Turturro are back too. I don't know his last name, but those were also from the
from the original
first movie.
So maybe they're trying to rekindle something that maybe the spark of the first movie, bringing them back into this fifth movie, maybe bringing back. Let's continue this here. And there's Optimus Prime. You see him again, and pretty much the shocking moment of this trailer. Optimus Prime versus Bumblebee.
Yeah, but if you guys look at his eyes.
Optimus,
his eyes are purple, kind of like the Decepticons.
Do you think it's a Decepticon hiding as a Transformer?
He's been hacked.
Yeah.
And there it is, Transformers: The Last Night. I mean, overall, last thoughts. What do you think? Like, this make you? Most of what I've heard, you guys kind of took yourself away from the franchise. Will this bring you back into the franchise?
It possibly will. I don't know. Like, just based on the acting talent I see.
Nick?
I'm not running out to the theater, but if I hear it,
that's not my money.
I'll have Chris tell me how it is, and I'll go see
I'm the guinea pig now?
Yeah.
I've been deceived before. I'm not excited because, I mean, Michael Bay always makes great trailers.
Right.
And especially Transformer trailers are always great. And they look promising, but every time we go into the movies, we just end up getting disappointed.
Fair
but
enough.
I hope this movie will come back to form.
Okay, all right. Let's hope so too. And also during the trailer buzz, we don't have enough time for it. But also the Mummy trailer came out with Tom Cruise, and Fast 8 will be releasing their trailer on this Sunday, December 11th. So definitely with the summer coming closer, well, with the winter season, like all these blockbusters come out at the end of the year, they're promoting the summer blockbusters, so definitely something to look forward to. But when we come back, we're going to be talking about holiday, our holiday favorites, best movie Santa, our best holiday movies, definitely getting into the Christmas spirit. So we'll talk all of that more after this break.
Welcome back, everyone. Chef Nicole here at our studio kitchen to tell you about the fantastic new breakthrough in cutlery, the Dyna Blade. This knife is the latest in cutting technology. Also, it's extremely safe to use. Okay, folks. Wow. Yeah, that blade sure does cut. Hey, Jim, where's Jim? I'm losing a lot of blood here, guys. Jim, can we cut, please? I'm really starting to feel woozy.
I love my new Dyna Blade. I can cut through anything, and it's super safe. Oh, I did it. Guys, I cut myself. It's not safe.
She's out, guys. Can somebody call an ambulance, please? And cut to the logo. Oh, God, where's her finger? Oh, God, I'm gonna be sick. I can't find a pulse. I
don't know what's wrong with me, Doc. I think I'm just having an existential issue, maybe. What if I'm a nihilist?
I know just a cure.
Gee, Doc. Anything.
It's called MDPL, multidimensional perspective layering, and it's known to have strong effects on the human psyche. It results in the restoration of confidence and a sense of one's place in the universe.
Oh, man, that sounds like the perfect solution to make me myself again.
Well, here goes nothing.
Side effects of multidimensional perspective layering include, but are not limited to, extreme fits of happiness, loss of agitation, loss of stress, thoughts of world peace, a new sense of connectivity with your fellow man, random acts of kindness.
Welcome back to Beyond the Credits, and now with our news and movie trailers out of the way, it's time to get into the Christmas spirit and talk about the holiday season here. Before we get into that, we're going to introduce our panelists once again. Juan Chow, you decided to stick around for this bit and talk about some holiday movies. Coming back is Diana Rodriguez, getting into the Christmas spirit. There you go. And Andi Marlow coming back. You haven't been today, but
today. Yeah.
Yes, but also for those who've seen saw our game show that was on Saturday, is the winner of our game
Where's
show.
Your trophy?
It's hanging in my room.
Okay.
It goes above my desk.
Is your dad proud of you?
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you run home? It's like, I just want to be on the credits game show. And they're like, okay, great.
They're like, what's beyond the credits?
Yeah, what's beyond the credits?
No, they're probably going to be watching this because my dad's a big Christmas fan, so he's going to be like, my daughter, I'm so proud of this more than you winning a game show.
I'm so glad they put you on the holiday special. Well, let's just dive into that. What makes the holiday season so special to watch films around that time? Because we have, when you think of watching movies, you have, you watch your horror movies during Halloween time, but you're not rushing to go watch Irish movies for
I don't know.
St. Patrick's Day.
There's some people, maybe.
You don't watch Boondock Saints on Patrick's Day?
I don't. I'm sorry. I feel like that only select holidays warrants their lineup of movies you must watch. And so, what about the holiday and movies gets you excited for? Is that part of the holiday process? Is it's Christmas and I have to watch the movies too?
Yeah, there's definitely family traditions. I found out apparently my family in LA, they have to watch Home Alone. As soon as Thanksgiving's over, they're like, okay, it's Christmas time. And so you have the family tradition. Some people watch A Christmas Story or whatever. And I just find it interesting how Christmas is one of the few times where people are totally okay with and actually look forward to watching the same set of films every year. Yeah. You don't really get that. And I know people that they're like, oh, I don't really watching movie multiple times, but Christmas is the exception.
I am you described my family and me completely perfectly. Every year, my family, we watch White Christmas. Even in July, with Christmas in July, we'll watch White Christmas. But it's the only time we'll watch it. We'll never watch it ever. But it's just, we have the Christmas Story, again, like how you said, we watch the Christmas Story. My family is big when it comes to tradition, and we're big when it comes to movies and Christmas in general. My dad loves Christmas, so it's just all the traditions come together, and a lot of it revolves around movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. We just kind of do it.
There's something about Christmas movies that has a nostalgia factor to it, and it really sets the tone for that Christmas feel, especially with people that come from big families. And everyone does have a tradition of watching certain Christmas movies every year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, you brought up the nostalgia factor. Do you think it's because it kind of falls into Thanksgiving you eat turkey. Yeah. With Christmas you have you set up the tree, decorations, and film. You watch the movies, and do you think that this is it's almost becoming its own genre.
Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
It's not like,
Lifetime and Hallmark have like every year they come out with like 10 of them. I'm like, how is this even possible?
And I mean, there's always a new Christmas movie every year.
Yeah.
Or like there's a couple. You have, I know, isn't Office Party kind of a
the Office Christmas Party is coming out, and I know a lot of our crew here is going to go see an advanced screening tonight.
Oh, what?
I
Well, I'm sure they might have some extra passes to give out, so hopefully they can get up. I know
it looks really funny.
Yeah.
But you're right. You know, there's definitely those movies are specifically for a time frame, and you know, do you think that's something that people will be rushing for new films, or do they really reserve back to the old ones because you know they don't want to give the new ones a chance? The part of the nostalgia factor.
I kind of think of it as Christmas carols. Like, how many modern day Christmas carols do we know that it's like, oh yeah, last year? No, like I think the most modern one that actually worked was Mariah Carey's, you know, All I Want for Christmas. So
as
maybe
far as the songs, you mean?
Yeah, as like Christmas music, Christmas carols. So maybe the same, because I mean,
it goes, like, I mean, when it comes to Christmas, you have the stories, like there's like set stories, and it's kind of like people do with modern times their own adaptation of it.
Yeah, it's like the same.
But like I'm a person when it comes to, I love the classic traditional ones where it's like,
why is that?
I don't know. It's like I even said that with Halloween, where I like the classic like monster movies and stuff like that. It's just, I think it's just how I was raised and the traditions that I grew up in with. It just, older movies have stuck in my head more than newer movies for some reason, and it makes me happy because it makes me think about my family. And that's what all those movies just remind me of, is being with my family, and it's always a great time, and I love my dad and I love my mom. It's like,
shout out to mom and dad.
But I mean, it definitely, I'll keep an open mind, because then you can start your own new traditions.
Yeah,
like for me, it's not Christmas time until first I see The Night Before Christmas.
Yes.
I just like, is it a Christmas movie? Is it a Halloween movie? It's both. Why? Like that little commercial, like, why not both? You know, and I love that, like, you know, Tim Burton was inspired by both Christmas and Halloween. He saw like a Halloween store. They were like taking out the Halloween merchandise and replacing it with Christmas. And like he visually saw those two things combined, and he's like, aha, it's basically 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, written by a gothy kid, which is awesome. And then the newest movie, like the most modern like Christmas movie that I'm like, oh, this is like Christmas, is definitely Elf. Like for me, it is not Christmas time in my house until I force everyone in my household to watch Elf and quote it to death. And
now, you make a good point. Elf is one of those movies where it's one of the modern films rather than the classics that people go back to. Why do you think that, you know, Elf, I believe coming out in maybe 2003, 2002, if I'm not mistaken, that already being part of the classic realm, what makes this movie stand out to be part of the classics?
Well, like Andy was saying, that for the most part, like nowadays you get Christmas movies that are kind of the same thing, or like they'll do like the Charles Dickens, like a Christmas Carol, but then like Muppets or whatever, and you just have the same stories kind of being churned out, whereas Elf, I've never heard of anything like that. That plot is very original.
Yeah, it was something fresh.
Yeah, so I think that definitely makes it stand out.
And Will Ferrell.
Gives it lasting power. I never thought if someone told me like, yeah, Will Ferrell is gonna be an elf and you're gonna love this every Christmas, I would just be like, okay, so you're telling me the shirtless dude on SNL is gonna make my Christmas every year, and it just worked.
And it did. And then also we brought him up earlier, Jon Favreau. You know, he made an appearance in the Spiderman Homecoming trailer, but he directed this film.
He did.
And it's definitely to see it. And you know, kind of just where that movie for me kind of stood out was it took what the classic movies had and put its own twist on it. And especially with the incorporation of the claymation aspect of it. And it's kind of like, oh, it's like these live action human elves. But then like even if we have like these guys up here, this movie Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is a classic. And all the claymation movies are such a classic in that own right. Why do you think those movies have stretched so long to being like, you know, these are must-watch Christmas movies, and especially in the time that they were brought up in, because I feel like they're almost like Saturday cartoons there.
Yeah.
I think it's because with those stories, when you have Frosty the Snowman and like Santa Claus coming to town, it's just the iconic characters of Christmas, and this is their story of it. And no one has really done a movie like after the claymation ones about those character stories. I mean, I'm sure they made sequels. Yeah, they made sequels of them. But it was like, these are the iconic characters of Christmas. Like, I love reindeers. Like, that's my favorite. My dad loves snowmen. It's his favorite. My mom loves Santa Claus. That's her favorite. But we will watch all of them because it's like, those are when you think about Christmas, you think about those characters a lot of times in trees and stuff like that.
The story of these characters you kind of fall in love with. And it's definitely, it's almost one of those things that if that movie was made today, I don't feel like it would be part of that classic realm. I mean, look at claymation movies today.
I just love claymation, but I think it's such an unused art, and understandably so, because it takes so long. Just like I know I mentioned Night Before Christmas earlier, it took 2 years just to do like 30 minutes of the film. Like, it takes so long. So I understand why it's not used more often, but maybe that because it's such a difficult art to master, that adds that value to it. But I mean, I love that. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it goes again with Christmas and the tradition. All these movies have just been traditionally shown in Christmas, and like Andi was saying, with your family, is just like, it gets you in the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
So it definitely carries over. Like, I know with my family, as soon as Thanksgiving's over, we watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Because, I mean, that movie just sets the tone of anyone who has a big family knows what it's like for the holidays. It turns into us as that.
It hits a certain part. It's like, oh, that's my family.
That's my dad.
That's my dad.
With the lights.
Yeah, so it's just, I think what these movies does is just, it helps us definitely feel the Christmas spirit, especially with our families.
Yeah, definitely the ticket seems to be, as long as you have an original plot but you still and Vin Diesel.
Yeah, Vin Diesel, yeah.
And you keep it wholesome too, because thinking back on Elf, like Will Ferrell was kind of known as being pretty racy and vulgar, but that was his type of comedy. And then for the fact that he did such a wholesome movie and never, like, that was his character through and throughout, I think also made it that much funnier and more like, okay, this is a real feel good.
Right.
Same as like Home Alone, you got family, there was comedy, and National Lampoon, there's family and funny seem to be the ticket.
The ticket to there you go. So family and funny is the ticket to the success of a holiday film.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna talk more. We're about to get to a break right now. But thank you, Diana and Juan. You guys are gonna be stepping out, and we're gonna have another panelist. But when we come back, we're to continue to talk about the holiday season and what are the favorite Christmas movies or favorite holiday movies or movies in general to watch during the holiday season. So we're right back after this break.
Yeah, what's your favorite quantum?
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Lake Claire's Universities of Central Florida's place for relaxation, tranquility, and a good time. Students who crave the outdoors can experience the wonders of Lake Claire and all the benefits it has to offer. Lake Claire offers a wide variety of kayaks, wakeboards, canoes, and much, much more. All of this is free for UCF students and can be rented out every day of the year except for on football game days. Students can take advantage of the wide open spaces and throw around a frisbee with your friends, or attack the ball with our sandy volleyball court. Come by the dock, sit down, and enjoy the beautiful view of Lake Claire's clear blue waters. Located just off the side of Gemini Boulevard and Greek Park Drive, this bubble of nature is one you must check out after finals week. For more information and rentals, visit our website so you can enjoy Lake Claire today.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Welcome back, everybody, to Beyond the Credits. I'm just going to introduce my panelists back again. Chris Markcity, as jolly as ever, bringing in with the ugly Christmas sweater. Fantastic. Back again. Back on the panel, Nick DiLorenzo, talking about the Christmas spirit. And Andy, you stuck around to end us out for the season. So let's get right back into our previous conversation, and let's switch gears a little bit. It doesn't necessarily have to be a holiday film, but definitely, as we talked about before, tradition and family. We get together and we, if we have a campfire, we go by the campfire, not campfire, the fireplace, yes, and we watch movies during the holiday season. So what is your favorite movie to watch during the holiday season? Chris, we'll start with you.
I gotta say, The Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of Tim Allen back then. I'm still a fan of Tim Allen. I just haven't seen him in a lot lately.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, but
so what makes this movie stand out to you as this is the movie I have to watch during the holiday season?
I don't know exactly what it is. I guess Tim Allen in some capacity reminds me of my dad.
Okay.
That's same.
He's American's dad, and so he reminds you. So he reminds you of your father, and so is he the skinny Tim Allen, or he's like the jolly? That's jolly Santa Claus. Okay.
Jolly Santa Claus. Yeah.
And so just anything about the story, but or maybe just his appearance.
I don't know. I love they played with it a lot more with Evan Almighty and whatnot. But I loved the scene where he shaved everything off and he went down and went back up, and it was, he had the full beard.
Yes.
I love the magic of that. There's the stupid joke in it of just not being able to shave your stuff off.
The comedic timing and the fact that pretty much in this story, anybody could be Santa Claus.
Yeah, all you got to do is just kill the last one.
Kill Santa. You could be Santa.
That's the message here.
See, they can make a sequel and it just be completely different genre.
Well, it was originally way more crass and dark.
Yeah,
they made
it a lot
more
family friendly.
Yeah,
definitely. Again, family is definitely the key point here in a holiday movie. You don't want to, with the exception of Krampus, which is the horror holiday film, but still centered around family. Believe it or not,
it is.
Yeah, it is. Nick, where do you stand as the movie you have to watch during the holiday season?
Mine's Elf.
Elf. Oh, if I didn't tell by what is, just for people who can't, what does your shirt say?
Oh, it's bye buddy, hope you find your dad.
There it is.
Hope you find your dad.
This movie's huge with my family. We usually watch it, if it's not Thanksgiving night, it's usually the first one that we watch for the holiday season. And for me, it's just like you guys had mentioned earlier, it was a really fun, it's one of the modern ones that are considered part of the classics.
Yeah.
Which I think is really, really cool. And I just think it's such a great comedy. That movie for me, I will laugh every time.
Of course.
It doesn't get old. But I think it captured not only is it a fun family comedy, but it's also has really nice heartfelt moments. And it kind of encompassed everything that I like in the Christmas movies. Yeah. So it's just kind of instant classic.
Instant classic in mine. And who can not want jelly beans and syrup and pasta?
For 5 main food groups or 4?
Oh, yeah.
This is all the main food groups right here.
Lots of good lessons to learn now.
Yeah, seriously.
Diabetes.
Andy, your film.
My film is White Christmas.
White Christmas.
It's one of those films that my dad introduced me to as a little kid, and we watch it every single year. Like I said before, we even watch it in July for Christmas in July, and it has a very deep meaning in my heart because of my dad. My dad is the person who is the Christmas meister or person in my house, and he puts up all the decorations, and that's just his movie. So it kind of became my movie where I want to live with this tradition and keep showing, if I have children, show them White Christmas. And it's
Yeah, I feel the emotion coming through that. Especially, it's so like this is definitely almost for you a timeless movie that will definitely live on. And then again, are there any kind of just going back to you, Markcity, any other movies that kind of maybe not, I'm not like to hit the heartstrings as Andi does, but like any movie in general too, just really like that. This is the only time that I would watch this, and if it was any other time of the year, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I actually have one of my movies is Home Alone. I love watching it, but I can watch that any time of the year. But
Interesting.
The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Oh, The Grinch with Jim Carrey. What makes that movie in particular?
Again, I guess it's just the actors. I love Jim Carrey. I love his physical comedy, and just him as the Grinch. One great thing I can watch the Grinch over and over again, and forget it's Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Just 'cause of the extensive makeup that they did, and like it genuinely feels like a different character. It doesn't feel like you're just watching Jim Carrey and
You can't
Liar Liar.
see him with him. Like if you look, like it's hard. Like I didn't know it was him for a long time.
I saw one of the special features of, I guess it was one of the like hair and makeup people wearing the prosthetics and whatnot. I thought it was the same. I thought it was Jim Carrey because it does such heavy prosthetics. It really changes the character.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, any other movies that you would?
One of like the guilty pleasure movies is Christmas with the Cranks. Have you seen that one?
Okay.
I have.
I don't know.
Another Tim Allen Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
And Danny DeVito, right?
No, that's Deck the Halls with Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
Did not like that one. I was not a fan
He's like,
of that
do
one.
not confuse the two.
No, but yeah, Christmas with the Cranks. I don't know why. I think my family just kind of like stumbled upon that. Like that one has not been a tradition. We just kind of like found it on TV once, and I don't know. We quote that a lot, and it makes me laugh.
It's kind of like one of those movies where it's like it's not the first movie that we watched during the holiday season, but it's definitely somewhere in there.
It's among them.
Yeah, it's among them. It's like, well, we can watch Christmas with the Cranks.
Yeah.
That would be a great one to follow up Elf. Andi, any other movies that you would watch during the holidays?
The Christmas Story.
A Christmas Story.
Yeah. A Christmas Story, excuse me. It's one of those movies that my family, again, we will quote it even if it's not Christmas time. Like, you can go look at one of the boxes I have when moving up here. It says Fragile, but we have like, Fragile, it must be Italian, like written on the box because of that movie. And we just really, really it's just one of those kind of lay back movies where we can just have it in the background and we already know what's going on, and we'll walk to the scene and we're like, oh, we already know what's going on because we've seen it so many times. And like I think TBS does the 24-hour of it. Like,
I was gonna say, isn't there like a channel that marathons
they
it?
do it the whole entire day of Christmas
Yeah,
Day.
I think it's AMC who does it.
Okay.
He does, yeah. Now, this is technically not a Christmas movie, but I want to bring Chris Nielsen and just come out. I'll see you over there. Just tell the camera and tell what is your film that you watch?
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
It's a Christmas movie. It is. It takes place all during Christmas. It's a Christmas movie.
There you go. Thank you for your input, Chris Nielsen. I know you were dying to say that through the whole time.
That's why I was hovering over.
Yeah, I saw you. Like, I know he wants to come out and say Die Hard. Yes. But I mean, kind of wrapping up here, definitely Christmas and the holiday season kind of brings everybody together and watch all these movies. All of you guys have come up with, the movies that you feel like, this is the staple of the holiday season. You're with your family, you're all together, you're watching the film, and it kind of it adds on to the spirit of Christmas, really, as you would.
It moves on from a film and turns it kind of into just an experience.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that's why we're able to rewatch them year after year.
And so I hate to end this right now, but this is before I get a little bit emotional here. I know it's gonna be hard.
Heart back in it.
But it's been a wild ride hosting for Beyond the Credits here. I'm getting a little emotional here.
Don't do that, please.
But there you go. I'm graduating. I didn't think it was gonna hit me this hard.
I know. I can't deal with people crying.
I know. It's definitely. There you go, guys.
There you go. Let's get the camera.
Cry faster. We're on a time.
I know, right? Definitely. I couldn't do the show without the support and this crew. Beyond the Credits has definitely been something that is definitely I'm proud to. Hope it continues on forever, and this crew here has definitely is the meaning of this show. Before I trying to get out of emotional here. I would like to introduce your new host of Beyond the Credits next season, Nick DiLorenzo. As we move on, from everyone but Beyond the Credits, Chris Markcity, Nick, Andi, Chris, you guys are all here on the show. Diana, Ernesto's our new producer here on the show. Allie with that amazing design. Ashley Becker, she's not here, but she does audio. Juan, you're back there, and you're always here taking the stuff here. George, who's an foreign exchange student, coming and helping with the show, moving back to London. Danny, who's always our director and here every morning to fix this set. And Jessica, who's producer, yelling in my ear, and Megan, who's also yelling in my ear every time. I would like to wish, behalf of Beyond the Credits, I'd like to wish everyone a happy holidays, and I hope the show goes on for many, many seasons. It's last time signing off. I'm your host, Matt Diaz, and we'll see you next season on Beyond the Credits.
I was like,
oh man.
I was mad that you had not messed